It's Comic-Con weekend, which means we got some new trailers to talk about. DC just did their panel in Hall H, where I guess they only showcased Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and Black Adam. Nothing about Batgirl. That's weird. But yeah, we got our very first trailer for Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Now, if you remember, I wasn't the biggest fan of the first Shazam movie when it came out, and I'm still not. I mean, I love the concept, but the movie just had quite a few plot holes that I just couldn't get over. And it had a terrible villain. Hopefully the sequel will fix those problems. So this trailer starts off, it looks like Billy Batson is in therapy. He's going on about how he's concerned about what he has to contribute to the world as a superhero. He mentions Aquaman, he mentions The Flash, which is funny, given all the zillion problems that Ezra Miller is going through right now. I was like, eesh, Shazam trailer, you really want to remind us of that? I'm just saying. But the point is, I guess he feels like a fraud. He doesn't feel like he can measure up to the heroes of the Justice League. Which I guess makes sense, and that's a good moral arc for this title hero to go through in the sequel. Maybe he'll end up getting recruited by the Justice League in the end, or maybe he'll learn that he doesn't have to necessarily be as big and tough and popular as the Justice League heroes. He can just do his own thing. I don't know. We see that the Shazam family is actually established as a supergroup in the DC Extended Universe. We have some pretty cool looking scenes with them, cause I'm not gonna lie, any scene with them going around as superheroes being badass, I love that shit. Of course, we remember at the end of the first movie, Billy Batson's foster family, they all got the powers of Shazam, and they all helped out in the end fight. It was really cool, I thought. So I'm looking forward to seeing what super cool tactics they have together, teamwork and all that. It's like if the Avengers all had the exact same powers, and very similar outfits, where only the color is different. I'll say this though, the outfits did get a redesign. I do like how they look, although I do remember reading that the director said that there won't actually be an explanation for the redesign of the suits. They'll just be different because they are. That's not a huge concern of mine. I mean, it is a plot hole, but it is one that I can easily shrug off, because whatever, it has nothing to do with the actual story. I'll tell you what does though, this is something where I was like, no, I thought the wizard was dead. Didn't he crumble to bits in the first movie? Am I remembering that right? I don't know, it's been a while since I've watched it, but I did think he was dead. But no, now I guess he's back and he's in some cell and he's like, oh, we need your help, Shazam. I mean, hell, he's a wizard. We don't know how his anatomy works. Maybe just because he crumbles to bits doesn't necessarily mean he's dead. So we see him in a couple of scenes in this trailer. Jaimin Hunsu returns to play him, so maybe he'll actually help out in the action scenes this time around. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, he is an all-powerful wizard after all. And we have our villains of the movie. The Daughters of Atlas, which if I remember correctly, wasn't Atlas one of the gods that Shazam gets his powers from? Because Shazam is actually an acronym for the gods that he gets his powers from, and so I think one of the A's is for Atlas. It would make sense because apparently Atlas's daughters have a bone to pick with Billy Batson and his family here. Atlas's daughters being played by Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu, two badass, kick-ass actresses. Helen Mirren is playing Hespera, or is it Hespera? And Lucy Liu is playing Calypso. They look awesome, I love their armor, and it looks like they're gonna be doing some pretty bad things. Again, these villains, Hespera, Calypso, they are actually being taken from real ancient myths, like the 7 deadly sins in the first movie. That's really cool. I like the fact that Shazam's villains, for the most part, or at least as we've seen so far in his movies, they are being taken from real mythology in our world. What can I say? I love it when Marvel does it, I love it when DC does it. I mean, of course, Shazam is not the only DC superhero to deal with all that mythology. Wonder Woman is all about that as well. Still really cool, though. Of course, the coolest part of this trailer, you already know what it is.
Introducing the star of our show! His name is Shazam!
Come on, that's just awesome. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Eminem's music, but the way they just made that tie in with the song, I just thought that was great. Give that scene to me 100 times over. That was badass. They're all walking and then they all yell Shazam and then they all transform at the same time into their alter ego selves. Come on. Then we see things like, oh, I don't know, a freaking dragon shows up? What's a dragon doing here? If you don't know this about me by now, I love a good dragon. This dragon looks badass. It's all roaring, it's holding its own against the heroes, shooting beams at them and shit. I did like the part at the end where Shazam was like, I just threw a truck at a dragon. I love my life. Because that's probably what I would say too. That's just great. When you're throwing down as a superhero and you're in the middle of a big fight, you just gotta stop and appreciate where you are in life right now. No adult superhero ever does that. That's why Shazam is great. Because he looks like an adult, but really he's mentally a kid. Speaking of kids though, man, I am on a roll with these transitions. We got Rachel Zegler in this movie. Fresh off her amazing performance as Maria in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, now we get to see her with superpowers. We still don't know, who her character is. We know that she's supposedly a key role, according to her anyway. And we also know that she might have a stronger relationship with Freddie Freeman, Jack Dylan Grazer's character, one of the Shazam heroes. But here we see that she has some pretty godly powers of her own. That's really cool, from being Maria with an awesome singing voice to being a superpowered kid with really cool looking powers. That is escalation right there. Yep, I'm still a Zeglian, cause she's awesome. Guys, in the end, Shazam! Fury of the Gods looks really cool. I am, of course, hoping that this movie is a step up from the first one. I'm hoping there aren't as many plot holes as there were in the first one. The action looks really cool, the visual effects look awesome. The characters haven't lost their stride. It's the same director, David F. Sandberg. We'll see what happens. This movie's coming out right around Christmas, and I will be there to see it. So, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, official trailer 1. Have you watched it yet? What do you think about it? And which movie are you looking forward to more, this movie or Black Adam? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta tune in to that Marvel panel that's happening later today. Here's hoping for that first trailer for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Peace!